I wasn't going to say anything, but I had an affair with your fiance, my sister blurted out.
Her statement was so outlandish. I couldn't understand what she was talking about. What? What do you mean? I'm not quite following you here.
How can you not understand? We're adults, aren't we? Basically, I've been intimate with him, and now I'm pregnant with his child. Do you get what that means?
Everyone was left speechless by my sister's revelation. But she continued, undeterred.
So unfortunately, Julia, you're not needed anymore. He is going to be my husband now.
I burst out laughing.
What's so funny? I'm pregnant with his child. So I want him to be my husband now.
You really don't get it, do you? My name is Julia Johnson, 28 years old. I have a sister named Lily. She's 4 years younger than me and has been the center of our parents' affection since she was little. Yes, Lily grew up monopolizing our parents' love. Ever since I was young, my parents have always doted on her and paid little attention to me. I never understood why, but it was clear that there was a significant disparity in affection between us. For instance, I barely remember my own birthdays being celebrated. When I brought this up to my parents, they would accuse me of being ungrateful, saying, "We doted on you so much before Lily was born." However, Lily got expensive birthday presents and fancy cake every year. I don't remember ever being treated like that. Growing up like this, I increasingly closed off my heart as my parents only seemed to care about Lily. They would say things like, "We can never understand what you're thinking, and if you dislike us so much, just go live your own life." As a result, they didn't support my education beyond university. In contrast, Lily was fully supported through private college, but I had to start working immediately after high school because I had neither a diploma nor qualifications. This meant I couldn't find any decent job. Eventually, I ended up working as a cleaner in a hotel. In a low-paying and challenging environment, working hard every day. It felt like I was thrown into hell. But then, someone came into my life who changed everything. That person was my husband, Jack. I met Jack at the hotel where I worked. It happened one day when I was carrying my cleaning supplies, doing my usual job. What's this? I noticed a luxurious-looking wallet and a fountain pen in the men's restroom stall. The wallet had a logo that even someone as poor as me recognized. The fountain pen, too, was clearly expensive, beautifully made, and solid. I could have found out who owned it by checking inside, but that would have invaded their privacy, so I didn't look and instead took it straight to the hotel's front desk. "Excuse me, I found this in the men's restroom on the first floor. It seems to be lost property." When I handed over the wallet and pen, the front desk staff thanked me and asked me to wait, making a phone call right away. It seemed they had already been contacted by the owner. But what surprised me next was when they said,
"The manager will come right now. He wants to thank you personally."
I never expected that returning a lost item would lead to the manager personally thanking me. I was led into an impressive reception room. Dressed in my cleaning uniform, I felt utterly out of place and miserable. Then the manager appeared. He was impeccably dressed in a fine suit, tall and stylish. With his short, neat hair and a gentle smile, he exuded cleanliness. Moreover, he was young, probably around my age. I was instantly captivated by his charming presence. As soon as he saw me, the manager said, "Are you the one? The one who returned my wallet and fountain pen? Thank you so much. I've been looking for them." And he bowed deeply in gratitude. The wallet and fountain pen I had found belonged to the manager. This encounter led him to take an interest in me, and we started to communicate more frequently. Yes, this manager was Jack, who would later become my husband. Jack was impressed that I had honestly returned the wallet and pen without stealing them. From then on, he would stop by while I was working to say, "Good job. Here, have this," offering drinks and snacks, and sometimes inviting me out for dinner after work. As we interacted, our relationship deepened, and 3 months later, he confessed his feelings to me, and we started dating. Jack, despite being the manager of a luxury hotel, never boasted about his title. He was kind, sincere, and honest. I was drawn to his character and started to think that I wanted to spend my life with him. However, my family was always on my mind. Would they bless our union? Given the past, I had little hope. Nevertheless, I had already told Jack about my upbringing and apologized, saying, "I might make you experience something unpleasant. I'm really sorry." But Jack responded earnestly, "What are you talking about? You've done nothing wrong. There's no need to apologize. I love you, and that will never change, no matter what happens." My days with Jack were genuinely joyful. During a hot summer, we went for a drive and ate shaved ice by the seaside. In autumn, we went camping, admiring the brightly colored trees on the mountains. Time flew by in these happy moments, and soon a year had passed in our relationship.
Can I talk to you about something serious?
Jack suddenly said one day. I had never seen him so solemn and was taken aback. Then, he presented a ring. "Will you marry me?" Overwhelmed with happiness, I cried and nodded vigorously without saying a word. After some time, I decided to introduce Jack to my parents. "Mom, Dad, there's someone I want you to meet. Someone I've committed to spend my future with." But at that moment, I made a significant mistake. When my sister persistently asked about my fiance, I ended up talking about Jack, our meeting, his background, and even his job as a hotel manager. At that time, I thought it wouldn't be a problem since they probably wouldn't meet him. But my sister turned out to be more terrible than I had imagined. Eventually, a meeting between both families was arranged. The venue was a fancy restaurant chosen by Jack. My parents, knowing Jack was a hotel manager, treated me completely differently than usual. They seemed to want to play the part of kind and sensible parents. However, I had already told Jack everything about how my parents had treated me, and his parents knew too. Unaware of this, my parents put on a fake smile. "She's always been such a kind and good child." Their act was comical and nauseating, but I played along with a pleasant smile. From an outsider's perspective, it was a distorted scene, but it was all for the sake of our marriage. I was afraid that if my parents showed their true colors, Jack's parents might dislike them. I cautiously made sure that didn't happen. Jack, working as a hotel manager, came from a well-known, respected family in the area. Yet, both he and his family never looked down on me for being a middle school graduate and a hotel cleaner. Despite being belittled and looked down upon by my own family, I was warmly welcomed by someone else's. I remember feeling the irony of my fate. The meeting proceeded in a pleasant atmosphere until it was time to leave. Thank goodness. It looks like everything will end without any issues. Now all that's left is to prepare for the wedding. I sighed in relief. But at that moment, my sister began to say something unbelievable.
Hey, sis, there's something I want to talk to you about.
Her face had the usual condescending look, a smirk on her lips. I knew it couldn't be anything good. We had come this far without any issues, and I desperately didn't want her to say anything unnecessary. I wish she'd save her sarcasm for after we get home. I tried to communicate this with my eyes, but she continued regardless. And what she said next was shocking.
You know, I wasn't going to say anything, but I cheated with Jack.
I couldn't comprehend her statement. It was so outlandish. What? What do you mean? I'm not quite following you here.
How can you not understand? We're all adults here. Basically, I've been intimate with Jack, and now I'm pregnant with his child. Do you get what that means?
Everyone was speechless at my sister's revelation. But she was determined to continue.
So, sadly, Julia, you're not needed anymore. Jack is going to be my husband now.
Then, my parents clapped their hands in joy.
That's wonderful. If our younger daughter is better, of course, we welcome it. She's more charming and intelligent than her unsuccessful older sister.
Jack and his parents seemed unable to hide their surprise at these words. However, Jack and I exchanged glances and chuckled.
Hey, what's so funny?
I couldn't believe her stupidity. I decided to reveal the truth about Jack. You know, you say you're pregnant with Jack's child, but he's physically unable to have children. That's a medically confirmed fact. Indeed, Jack was unable to have children due to a physical condition. Of course, I knew about this beforehand and had accepted it. We had even discussed adopting children after getting married.
I intended to explain this properly myself later, but I never expected it would come out like this. As for my Lily's claim, I obviously have nothing to do with it, so please handle that on your end.
As if he had no interest in the matter. Later, I learned that my sister, envious of Jack's status, had tried to steal him from me. The child in her womb belonged to a completely different man, someone she wasn't even dating. She just wanted to quickly have a child by any means. I took this opportunity to expose all the mistreatment I had endured from my sister and parents. I've been patient until now, but I never thought you'd stoop so low as to try and steal my fiance. You're truly a disgraceful sister. Jack and his parents agreed with me, saying, "Have you ever objectively looked at what you're doing? It's inhumane." My sister and parents, having embarrassed themselves, hastily left the scene. I used this incident to cut ties with my family. I notified them that I would no longer be in contact and changed all my contact information. Jack and his parents supported my decision and, despite my complicated family background, welcomed me into their family. I was deeply grateful for this and vowed to spend the rest of my life repaying my in-laws for their kindness. Jack and I didn't have a ceremony but simply registered our marriage and became husband and wife. Of course, we later adopted a boy and a girl and are now living happily surrounded by our children. As for my sister, she had a falling out with the father of her child. She ended up a single mother, struggling every day